Welcome learners to these computer studies practical lessons. These are meant to empower us, to motivate us, and to make sure that we are able to practice a lot of computer skills, and also we should be competent to deal with any problem that is or that may arise due to issues of our computers. Okay, so let's look at what we're going to learn today. Like I've said, this is an introduction to computers, and this is part 2. So if you have not watched part 1, please look for that one. You can just check it. You see it's lesson 1, which we looked at Microsoft Word files, and this in this lesson basically we're going to look at quite a number of things. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we have our screen. This is our screen. Then last time we created a folder called grade 9, so I'm going to open the folder by just pressing right click on the keyboard on the mouse. Then I'm going to open that folder. So you remember we created a Microsoft Word file Kabudura, so we're going to create another one. So how do we create? Again, we right click inside, then we go down to new. Now this time we are going to pick Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay, then we're going to click again. It comes like that. We're going just to name it as our workbook, just workbook. Then we can save by clicking anywhere. It saves. Okay, so once it saves, now you can go and right click, open. It opens. Okay, so it's loading, and once it loads, it opens. So you've seen that Excel is quite different from Word. Now this one, it has a lot of boxes there. Okay, you've seen the boxes, right? Good. So the boxes, they allows you to enter data. So you can enter data. For example, you can enter words, you can also enter numbers, you can also enter symbols there. Okay, so I've put the hash, the dollar, the percentage, the ampersand. All those are types of symbols that you can enter in Microsoft Excel. So there are quite a number of things that we're going to look at in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so if you look at the way this thing is looking or it's appearing, it has a lot of boxes. So these boxes are called cells. These boxes are called cells. So cells are there to allow you to enter data. Are we together? Good. Now cells, they allows you to enter data. So when you click anywhere, you've seen the way you're clicking, it selects this round thing or this a square thing, right? It's a square or a rectangle. It's a rectangle. Yes, it's a rectangle. So once you click, it makes it to be active. So we call it as an active cell. We call this as an active cell. Are we together? Good. So now, how do we can do a bit of navigation. You see that there's home there. These are tabs. Insert tab, page layout, formulas, data, review, view. Then I also talked about this in the previous video, that these are just plugins, so forget about all those things. So in each tab there are different tools. For example, we have the clipboard tool here, we have the font tool, we have the alignment, we have numbers, we have styles, we have cells, and we have also editing. So each section has some different tools that you can use in your Excel. So once you open this is what we call a sheet. That's why in some softwares it's called spreadsheet. So it's a sheet that has been spread like that. So down here you can see it's written sheet 1. So now some of you are using Microsoft Excel 2010. So you see there are 3 down there. We have got this sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Okay, we can even insert even us. Okay, by just clicking this plus symbol, you can just insert as many as you want. For example, if you are doing a business, you can rename or just double clicking there, then you can say day 1. This is, you want to show how you did your business on that day 1. Then you can also do the same. You can rename it by right clicking, and then you go to rename day 2. Then you can continue renaming so that you're able to follow how you are doing your business. So these are what we call sheets. So you can rename all those sheets. Deleting, you can just right click on it, then you come to delete. It deletes that. It will ask you, you can't delete sheets, and you must be removing some files, whatever. You can't undo deleting sheets, yes, and you must be removing some files. Okay, delete. So once you delete, it goes. Again, you right click, delete, again it goes like that. Okay, now as you are deleting, it now assumes that sheet 1 has been deleted. Now you're dealing with sheet 3. Are we together? Very good. So this is a sheet, we call it a sheet. So different sheets can be created. Okay, so now how do we rename some or how do we identify these boxes? These boxes are identified using a letter and a number. For example, so if you click here, you see a letter and a number. So we call this a name box. Okay, so this one is called A1. So if I say, can you click on A1? What I mean is just go there and just put your pointer or your case and click. Then it will appear as A1. If I say H1, you just go there. You see. Okay, if I say, now this one I don't know, but pressing there I'll be able to know that I'm dealing with G20. Here I don't know, but I'll be dealing with what? T24. So cells are named after the letter. These are letters on top here. Do you think these letters are A up to Z? No, they go on and on and on. Look at this. If I was to go this side, you see what happened here. The letters then start now combining, or what we call, they start now. Okay, so then the letter they start combining. You've seen the way they are combined. So you can't even manage counting those. Okay, so we go to the first one. Again, numbers. We have a lot of numbers. If you go down, there are a lot. You can't manage to keep them. There are about 65,000. There are quite many. You can't manage. Okay, so that is basically that. Okay, so Excel is about mathematical computation or mathematical calculations. So we're going to do a bit of some math here. Okay, let's see if you want to add numbers. For example, 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3. This is how you do it. You say 1, you enter in that one cell, then you can go down 3, then down there. Now when you are adding, you know it's 1 plus 3 equals, then you have the answer right. So we can say equals, okay, you see what I've done here, good, equals, then you can say 1 plus 3. Okay, then you do what? You press enter. Wow, it calculates for us. You see, automatically the number comes. So if you, where you are typing there, whatever you are typing, it also shows here. This is what we call the formula bar. It shows on the formula bar what you're actually doing. If you click there, it shows 1. There, it shows 3. So this is the formula bar. You'll be able to see all those things. Okay, so that is how you can do the simple addition. If you want to subtract, I can use any cell but I'll be doing what you call referencing. I'll be referencing those cells. I would say equal sign 1 minus 3. What is 1 minus 3? Negative 2. You see negative 2 has come there. So you can use any other. But the problem with these products, or I mean these, but the problem with these is that they are not standard. Okay, what I mean is this. For example, I want to add, let's remove this. I want to add 3, 4. So we say you put equal sign. So every time you want to do some mathematics, don't forget an equal sign. So 3, we're going to say 3 plus 4, right? And we have our 7 there. So we have our 7 there, you see. Now, there is a proper way of doing these things. And this is using what? Some simple calculations. So before we even go there, let's look at something else here. How can we first of all insert header? So we go to insert, you remember, then you see header and footer, the same thing. Okay, once you click, it opens. Now with Excel, you see it also divides there, okay, with other things like that. But don't worry, just type here where it is showing you, type the header and the footer. You can just type your name there, okay, just type your name and also the center code there. Okay, and the center code there. So that is how you do it basically. Okay, you can also do the same with the footer. Okay, if you're told to put or to insert your details in the footer, sorry, so you've seen we are in the design section. Once you click on header, footer, it will take you in the design section. So under design, you go to footer. Okay, so under the footer, you can just type none. You see what I've done? Okay, let me repeat myself. We are saying insert, then design, then we go to footer. Now under footer, you can either put numbers, you can put all those things, but what I want is to put none, because I want to type my details. I'll just say name there, then, so during exam, like I said, good. So you have the header, okay, we also have the footer there, okay. So it doesn't look nice, but that's how it should be, anyway. Okay, let's go to sheet 3. Okay, so you've seen that it's not affecting other sheets, right? So let's go to sheet 3. So under sheet 3 now, we are going to do now some calculations. Now let's look at how we can do some functions, some formulas. So we looked at 3 numbers, 3, 4, 5. We want to add this. What we're going to do, equal sign, then 3 plus 4 plus 5 equal, what do you think is the answer? Correct. That's the answer there. But the problem with this is that it will make you to be doing the work instead of the computer doing the work. You are the one who's going to be doing the work. So we're going to enter small function. So this time we're going to, where there's 12 there, you don't have to delete, just start typing to remove. We're going to start with equal sign. So every time when you're dealing with a function or a formula, you have to do what? To type an equal sign. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of some mathematics. So on the keyboard, type S. So as you are typing, to bring those what we call predefined functions, there are a lot. You've seen that you can do a lot of things in Excel. Okay, so what we want is sum U. You've seen that the sum is coming M. You've seen it there, right? Then open brackets. So open bracket, you've seen this bracket. Okay, let me put a keyboard there. You see, so this bracket, we are talking about. It's not this square or these, you see these carry braces, no, but we are talking about these. So you have to shift key. You see I'm shifting keys. You can click on shift, then you open there. Okay, so once you do that, you come there, you start putting your number 3. You can say 3 plus 4 plus 5. Then you press enter. Oh, you've seen that. Let me remove that. You've seen that it has brought the answer, and you can see on top here. You've seen, right? So it's adding. Okay, sorry for that. You've seen that, right? Good. Now that is again not a proper way of doing it, because you are manually doing the work. Let the computer do the work. Let's try to improve that. Again, we start equal sign, SUM, open bracket. So in this case now, what we are going to do is we're going to say we want 3. We can even put comma, okay, comma 4, comma 5. Then instead of closing, just press enter. Wow, it also works. It's giving us the same answer. You've seen, right? Good. It also works. But the problem with, let's try to insert a row in between 5 and 4. So I'll go there where there's 5. I'll write. You see that it's changing the shape once you take it this side. So once you take it this side, changing the shape, you've seen, right? It's different from this side. Take it the other side, then right click, then go to insert. It creates a row. If we put 6, so if we add 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5, we are not going to have what? 12. So there's a problem with our function there. So how can we remove that one? It's very easy. So what we are going to do is we're going to do the same equal sign, SUM, sum, right? Now this time we are going to do what we call reference. We are not going to use actual numbers, but we are going to use the cells where those numbers are residing. Are we together? We are going to use the cell where those numbers are residing. For example, we are going to pick 3 is seated on C2, C2. So we're going to type C2. You see it has selected. Okay. Comma C3, right? Comma C4, comma C5. Then I'm going to press enter. Enter. You see, right? So you have the answer now. But again, if we try to insert another row in between, okay, sorry, we try to insert a row in between. Insert, we put 7 there. Again, we have a problem because adding these numbers cannot give us 18. There's a problem there. Okay, so we're going to modify that so that we have something that can help us. Every time we add numbers in between, it should automatically update. So we're going to say equal sign, SUM, open bracket. Then we're going to click the first one and put a colon. Okay, and put a colon. And put a colon. Then we're going also to click the last one. Then I'm going to press enter. Now let's try. Let's try to insert a number in between 6 and 7. Let's insert 8. If we put 8, okay, now let's see if it works. If 25 will change, if 25 will change, click somewhere. Wow, it adds. So you've seen that putting a colon changes everything. If I try to insert 2 numbers, I'll say insert, okay, so I'll put 3 again. You see it's changing. Then I put 6. Then I put 6. Then I click somewhere. you've seen that it's now changing automatically. So the Excel helps us to do mathematics very fast without wasting much of our time. So it's not only the sum, you can also do, actually there are three functions. Okay, we have the sum function, we have product function, we have quotient function, we have max function. These are common ones. We have mean function, we have average function, we have also what we call the count function. All these are some of the functions that are common. Okay, now you're asking me, there is no difference? Yes, there is no difference. You won't see difference function. So there is no difference function. Okay, so you use the sum to make one number to be a negative. What I mean is this. Let me remove that. So what we are going to do is, we are going to say, for example, I want to say 5, I remove 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to say sum of, okay, sum of this one, then comma, or you can say, yeah, comma, make this one to be negative D5. So that's what it is. So you make one. So if you say equal sign difference, you won't see, nothing is coming. Why? Because there is no difference. So you use sum to make it one to be negative. That's the only way you can divide. But with the division, you say equal sign quotient. Okay, quotient, it comes. You can also, even, you see what I've done? You can just say cosh, then double click, it opens for you. Then you can just click the 2 like that, then press enter. Wow, it brings this error. Okay, so what is there is, you don't put a colon because you're dealing with only 2 numbers. You put a comma there, then enter. You've seen, right? Now the question is, why is it giving us only 1? So with the quotient, it only assumes that even if you're dealing with even numbers, it's supposed to have a point there, right? But even if you're dealing with even numbers or odd numbers, it will be assumed that you are dealing with what? Even numbers. So what it has done is that it will divide 3. How many 3 can go into 5? 1. Okay, so it doesn't consider the remainder. So how can we consider the remainder then? We are going to say mod. Okay, use what we call the mod. So the mod basically is the modulus. The modulus is the remainder of a division. Let's see. So what is the remainder if you divide 5 divided by 3? It's remainder 2, right? Now let's see. So you double click the mod, then you say 5, 3 equals 2. You've seen, right? So use the mod. So mod is the modulus. So what is there is the quotient. It only assumes that the number is what? Even. It will assume it's an even number. It will forget about the remainder. So if you want the remainder, you can use what we call the mod. Mod is the modulus. Modulus means the remainder. But don't worry about these are technicalities. All you need to do is that it's a quotient, it will divide, but no remainder. With mod, it will also divide, but it will only show the remainder. Are we together? Another one is product. Product, you say equal sign pro, then click there. So what is it that we are doing? You can even do like that, because multiplication can multiply many numbers. Even just a colon, press enter, it will work. So what it has done, that it will multiply 3 times 5 or 5 times 3 is 15. If I want, I can even add another column in there. Then I want to multiply 3 times 5 times 2. Let me put a 2 there. What do you think will be the answer? 30. You've seen. So the product of the three numbers 5, 2, 3 is 30. Okay, good. So that is that. If you want to find the maximum number, which one is the biggest number out of these numbers, just say equal sign, sum, then select. So it will choose the number. Sorry, we're talking about the maximum. Max. Okay, so it will choose which one is big out of these numbers. Which one do you think is the biggest number out of this? 5, yes. So I'm going to say 5. So it will pick 5. So it will pick 5. Now, which one is the smallest? You say mean. Mean is the smallest. So you select all those numbers. Then which one is the, equal sign, mean. Then open bracket, select. Which one is the smallest? 1. So it will choose 1 as the smallest. Now we have another function called count. So count, it will just count the number of entries that you have entered. For example, I want to count all these numbers. I don't know how many there are, but the system will help me to count. Okay. So I'm going to say count, open bracket. Can you count all these? I don't know. How many are they? Okay, there are 8. So from there to there, there are 8. That's the count function. So now we cannot see all those functions here, right? So you can go on top where it says formulas and then show formula. Look at the symbol. You might not have this word, but this symbol, just master this symbol. So just click on show formula. It will show us all the formulas that we've been dealing with. So show formula shows all the formulas that we've been dealing with. So I've looked at all those. Oh, we didn't look at sum. We can even put sum there and sum of all these numbers. Okay, so it will show us the sum. So that is how you can work with this small function. Okay, are we together? Yeah. So that is how you use what? The sum function. Now look at this, what was happening. If I try to put or can't, there's no function like that. Okay, you've seen what is bringing hash name, the question mark. It is saying I don't know what you are talking about. So this symbol saying I don't know, so it will ask you with this pop-up, invalid name error. It's invalid, it's not there. So if it's not there, it will give you that. Okay, there are times that okay, so there are times that you see some, once you enter big numbers, you see this. So you can just double click there on top, it will fit automatically. So these are some of the things that you're going to encounter as you're working with what? Excel. Sometimes these columns will be quite tight. Just double click in between here. In between those lines, it will actually increase for you, or you can manually pull it, but it doesn't look nice to see, so just double click, it will fit automatically based on the biggest number. So that is how you deal with what? Small functions. Let us look at how we can insert now a chart. So let's have, for example, let's have names, right? Names. We have got Joyce. I'm using down arrows on the keyboard. I'm using these down arrows to go down. Okay, so I'm using these down arrows there. So Peter, John, Esther, and Luke. So these are the names of people. And then this one, for example, in a class test got 95. This one got 70. Okay, so we can even say name. in marks. This one got 20, this one got 30, this one got 65 or 50, 56, whatever. So want to represent these, you can select that, you can make them bold by just going there. Okay, yeah. So how can we represent this in a grammatical or in a graph or a chart? So what you do is you select first those items that you want to represent, then you go to insert. So you can choose any chart of yourself. Let's start with this, the 3D column, the 3 column. So once you start clicking, okay, once you start clicking, you've seen that automatically it will select, right? It will make all those for us, and it will show us that Joyce got 95 somewhere there, Peter got 70, John got 25. It automatically create that for you. Okay, you can change. If you are not satisfied, you can actually change from here. Change. You can pick. Let's pick the 3D ones. Just click OK. It changes, right? You see the 3D. It looks so beautiful. Okay, so beautiful. You can go and change. Let's pick this one. Looks so beautiful. This one. Then okay. Wow. Ah no, it's not good. Let's change. Let's put another chart there. This one. It looks as if you've seen her. So it shows that it is showing us that pictorial representation of our data. Let's choose a pie. A pie looks just a circle. Okay, let's choose 3D. Not this one. Okay, I think this one is okay. Now that this one doesn't pick nicely what we want, let's choose another one. If we choose that one, and then we see it only picks for one entry. Okay, others it just picks one. Okay, because it looks at who is the overall. So let's change. Okay, so you can close. If you are not satisfied, you can even delete. It goes with a delete key. Insert pie. I want you to pick this one. Okay, so it now gives us that clear view. You've seen, right? Yeah, all those things you can change. Okay, I want that one, so it shows the areas. Okay, I want this one. You've seen, right? It also gives us the percentage, how it has been displayed. Okay, so these are some of the charts that we have there. Okay, are we together? Good. So that is basically how you can insert what? A chart. So that is basically that. Okay, so let's try to put some data here. Okay. Okay, so now if we want to print this data, we just come on top on file, then go down, you see print. So okay, you've seen the print area, so you have to make sure that you format nicely. You go back, so you can even want this one to come closer somewhere here, so that it can be seen in the print preview. Okay, now I have it like that. I want to print it. Then you can now come to printer, select printer. So here these are some of the printers that have been installed. Okay, so I'm going to print to Foxit Reader. I'll choose printer Foxit Reader. Then I'm going to say print. Okay, so it's now printing. Okay, to ask me to save. So where should I save my data? Okay, so I wanted to save on the desktop. So desktop, type desktop. So on the desktop, I'll type it my print. Okay, then I will save. Okay, so it will do the printing. It's now printing. Okay, it's done now. Okay, So I can go on my desktop, then I'll see, come. Okay, so on my desktop I have my print. I can open it and I can maximize it. Okay, I can even reduce it there so that it's visible. Oh, you see in my print. So this is how you can print. With a physical printer, you can just command the print, then it will do what? It will actually print. So thank you now for watching this video. I believe this video has been informative to you, and I'm urging you to practice. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you.